Hello everybody, welcome. It's nice for you to stop by at my channel and wondering what the hell's going on. Well, over the next few videos I hope to provide you something really entertaining, share you my journey of what I'm about to do, where I've been, and it's great to have you on board along the way. So if you want to be notified when the next video comes out, just press the bell button and also subscribe and give us a little thumbs up. That's quite sort of handy. Helps promote the video so other people can see it. So where am I? Well, first of all, my name's Ian Plested. I live here on the beautiful Isle of Wight. I moved here back in 2019. I used to live in Swindon. I know, someone had to, but yeah, once you've lived in Swindon and you've seen what they've done to the place, you want to get out of it, really. I turned to flying in 2013. Slight sort of sad scenario. I lost my dad and I needed something to channel my thoughts and energy, and a complete right turn in my life. I wanted to learn to fly. I've always wanted to learn to fly, but growing up in the 80s, like a lot of us, we had no good education. I left school with zero, basically, and I managed to crawl myself into the RAF. It took 18 months to get in, and I did 6 years plus a few years as a civilian and a few years as a reservist as well. Within that time, I flew 2 aircraft in the RAF just for fun, which was a glider, which a lot of people have done, which is brilliant. My instructor was a Tornado pilot, and yes, we did loops and chandelles and wingovers and everything. And that gave me a slight bug for flying, but I also discovered motorbikes and girlfriends. So, yeah, which one's more fun? I'll let you choose. I then moved to another base, and the next aircraft I flew at the age of 19, I flew for 20 minutes above the North Sea on the way to Iceland, and that was a Nimrod, believe it or not. I was in the right-hand seat, and I was doing pretty well. Not that hard, if I may say so. But what a thrill at the age of 19 to fly a Nimrod. Then left the Royal Air Force, had various jobs, and there was this little airfield where I lived at the time near Eastbourne, and there was some flying going on. So I just wandered down and just to have a bit of a nosy, really. And then I was asked if I wanted a flight in this aircraft, which I believe was a Shadow. I knew nothing about it, but I don't know if you know what a Shadow's like. It's a fixed wing microlight, pilot in the front and a pilot in the rear as well. So it's like a jet fighter configuration, and I had a lovely time, and I thought it was just for fun. So I got out and thanked the guy for inviting me in to fly, and he held his hand out and said, "Oh, that's £45, please." Whoa, I wasn't expecting that, but that's fine. I paid the guy, and I understand, but maybe he should have made those points clear before he got me in the air. So I felt I was a bit stung there, but you live and learn. And many years later, after I had children, my wife and house, we sort of found ourselves in a nice settled position. But sadly, I'd lost my dad, and I needed to channel my inner thoughts. And this little airfield down the bottom of the road, about 1.5 miles away, called Redlands, where they did microlight flying and parachute jumping. And I took myself down there, and I was given a trial lesson in a quantum flex wing microlight, and I absolutely loved it. I looked into getting lessons and weighed up the costs and times involved and everything, and I found it very manageable. My main job at the moment, and at the time as well, I'm a photographer. It's a dream job I've always wanted to do, and I've now been doing it for nearly 21 years, which provided me a lot of downtime in order to me to study and learn to fly. And over that summer of 2013, I managed to obtain my license and bought my first aircraft, which was a Gemini Flash 2 Alpha with a 582 engine on the back, which meant I can take passengers as well. So my first passenger was my wife. Just look at Only Fools and Horses, where Del Boy goes off in the hang glider. That very same scream is the same scream my wife did. And I got her back on ground and all was safe. After that, I just flew with a bag of sand in the back, which is a bit quieter and a bit more comfortable, if I'm honest. But bless her, she never flew with me again. And then after a couple of years, I sold the microlight, looked into flying something else, which is paramotors. And not too far away from where I lived again at the time, there was someone instructing on paramotors. Paramotoring is not regulated, or it wasn't at the time, and I don't think it still is now. The instruction I had was very much, this is how we do it, get on and practice and do it. And I managed to get up in the air and did my first solo flight and landed. Didn't break any bones or anything, but I found it really wasn't for me. I liked things a little bit more safer and predictable. So I left it there, and a few years later we moved here to the lovely Isle of Wight, and I'm now a Coast Guard rescue officer. And what sparked my re-ignition for flying was a chap in the Coast Guard here. His father has a farm strip where he flies his microlight from, which is not too far away from where I live now. So I looked into buying a microlight again, and I discovered this category called sub 70 kilos. If you haven't looked it up, you can fly a microlight aircraft with no license, and you need insurance, but that's it. You'd be a madman or a mad woman to go up in the air with no instruction, proper decent instruction, because you will die. There's no question about it. Luckily I have my pilot's license, however it has lapsed, so I decided, instead of just flying a sub 70 on no license, I will get my license revalidated, which means I am taking myself off to Plaistows Airfield in, well, I think it's around the M25 in about the 10 or 11 o'clock position if you're looking at the map, and the wonderful Giles Fowler will be my instructor. It's a bit of a connection with Giles. He's also ex-RAF, and if you don't know Giles, look at his videos and you will see and learn everything there is to know about microlighting. He is the most enthusiastic person I've ever seen, and there's some lovely people out there in the microlighting world and all keen to share information. So if you know nothing and you're keen to take up this sport, please do so, because you're better off trying than not trying. At least if you take yourself off on a trial flight, you can see what they're all about. It's a small investment, maybe 100, 150 pounds, something like that for the hour. But the memories you will have from that one flight will stay with you forever. And you can count that trial flight towards your hours. So you're building up your flying hours. So what did I do about learning to fly? Well, I do what a lot of people do and trawl the internet and see what aircraft are out there. And I stumbled across this advert here. So this guy was selling a Flylight Adam trike and a Flylight Adam wing. This is the aircraft I've got. I took myself off to North Cornwall from the Isle of Wight one day and had a look around it, and I was very happy and handed over the money and brought it all the way back. As you can see, this is me on the ferry now. Yep, I've got this aircraft. It's in my garage. I'm going to be flying it after I've had 2 or 3 lessons from Giles, just to get myself up to scratch, and then I can practice here, putting what I've been taught into good use. And then I'll be going back to Giles every now and again to build up my hours, and then I will have a GST test, which is basically like your driving test with an examiner, and hopefully they will give me the thumbs up and sign me off again, and then I can have a G number and fly anywhere I want to. So thanks for stopping by. Don't forget, if you want to be notified, hit the bell, subscribe, press the thumbs up button. It really helps. I know it's boring, but everybody says it, and I understand why. I'm not looking to make money out of here, just share advice and my story. So thanks for popping by. I'm hoping that you've learned something slightly from this very first video. Please send a message below or a comment. I will always reply to anything that you've got. And thank you. Okay, goodbye.